Welcome to Portland, Oregon. This video is part of a series explaining how the City of Portland's budget works. What is the city budget? You may sometimes hear about the City of Portland's budget from your neighbors or on the news, but what is the city's budget exactly? In your own household, you may budget to keep track of your income and help you plan how much to spend. In the same way, the city budget is the plan Portland uses to decide how much money it expects to receive and how those dollars will be used to serve the community every year. Unlike your household budget, though, the city budget has state laws it must abide by. The budget shows what the city can afford to do, how services are funded, and what priorities community members and city council want to invest in. The money that the city collects is called revenue, and the money spent to provide different services is called expenses. The city receives revenue from a variety of sources like property and business license taxes, water and sewer bills, and service fees. These public dollars pay for the city services that Portlanders rely on. Learning about the budget and taking part in the budget process helps community members share what matters most to them and have a voice in city decisions. The city's multi-billion-dollar budget covers 1 year, from July 1st to June 30th. Utilities like clean drinking water, sewer, and stormwater treatment take up the largest share of the city's budget, followed by transportation networks including sidewalks, bike lanes, and road maintenance. Other major areas include public safety such as police and fire, and parks, green spaces, and recreation, which serve families, businesses, and neighborhoods across Portland. Where does the City of Portland get its money? How can the city spend that money? In your household budget, you have to make choices about how to spend a limited amount of money. Some of your expenses are fixed or not easily changed, things like housing, transportation, or medical costs. Other parts of your budget are more flexible, like entertainment, travel, or dining out. Cities work in a similar way. Each year, the city has a certain amount of revenue or income coming in. Through the budget process, city leaders decide how to use that money to keep the city running. The city receives two kinds of funding, restricted and unrestricted. City services are paid for by using a combination of both types of funds. Legally restricted funding, such as utility rates, transportation, and federal funds, are limited to certain types of uses. Unrestricted funding gives the city room to decide how the funds are spent. Most of the money the city receives is legally restricted, meaning it can only be spent on specific purposes. For example, Portlanders' water and sewer payments can only be used to provide water and sewer services, and vehicle registration fees can only be spent on roads. A small portion of city revenue is considered unrestricted, meaning it can be used more flexibly. Most of these unrestricted dollars go into what we call the general fund. The primary sources of that funding are property and business license taxes, along with utility and franchise fees. Another way the city receives funding is through service fees paid by residents, as well as state and federal grants, loans, and transfers from other sources, each with different levels of flexibility in how the money can be used. Unrestricted funds aren't always available when they're needed. Some city services, like police and parks, rely heavily on unrestricted funds. Because unrestricted funds are limited and already support many core services, keeping the budget balanced requires careful choices. When the cost of programs grows faster than revenues, the city must either reduce services or identify new sources of revenue. By law, the city's budget must be balanced every year. What does it mean to balance the city's budget? Oregon law requires Portland to balance its budget every year. That means the city cannot spend more money than it receives. If the city's revenue goes down, we must reduce costs, which can mean smaller programs, reduced grants, fewer staff, or cuts to services. If revenue goes up, the city can add or expand programs and services. Balancing the budget ensures the city is spending within its means. Just like in a household, when money is tight, you may need to adjust your budget and make trade-off decisions. For example, you may decide to lower your food spending to make the rent payment. City governments don't have that same flexibility. When a budget year brings in less revenue than was expected, the city has to make careful decisions about how to shift funding so essential services can continue. Through the budget process, leaders face tough trade offs to keep the city's budget balanced. That might mean moving funds from one program to support another, or in some cases, reducing services that community members rely on. The budget process and how you can get involved. The city's multi-billion-dollar budget runs from July 1st to June 30th. Budget development for the next fiscal year begins every fall. Each year, the city begins by asking a simple question: how much money will we have, and how should we use it? The city budget office starts by estimating how much the city expects to receive and how much it will spend. The mayor then sets priorities for city services, with a focus on protecting programs that support Portlanders the most, especially people most affected by unfair systems. With that guidance in hand, city staff work with the city administrator to develop budget options. From those options, the mayor creates a proposed budget. By May 5th, the mayor shares the proposed budget with city council. Council reviews it, makes changes where needed, and approves a final budget that reflects both community needs and council priorities. City council has the final say, though the mayor may cast a tie-breaking vote if necessary. In June, City Council adopts the budget so it's ready to take effect on July 1st, when the new fiscal year begins. After July 1st, the city continues to monitor and adjust the budget throughout the following year. This technical process is called a supplemental budget. So, where do community members fit into all of this? Well, early in the process, you can share what matters most to you. That might be through public comments, surveys, or budget education events designed to help you understand the choices ahead. Later on, as specific proposals take shape, there are more chances to weigh in through listening sessions, comment forums, and other opportunities to respond. All of this feedback is shared with City Council and city leadership to help guide their decisions. Community input plays a vital role in shaping the city's budget. Because resources are limited and needs are many, every budget requires thoughtful trade-offs. Your feedback helps city leaders make informed decisions about the services the city can provide. And every voice matters in shaping the services, investments, and priorities for the year ahead. Learn how to get involved and find additional information at portland.gov/budget. Thank you for watching.